Hey everybody, I've got some motorsport dollars to burn here as I am very close to the 5 million motorsport dollar cap. So I got an event to burn some of that on, of course, the Singapore Grand Prix 2021, which in our case is gonna be purely fictional because of course the actual event has been called off for this year, unfortunately. So rewards wise, we of course get to pick out a car from 2021 season, tuning setup from Singapore Grand Prix, which is heavily emphasizing the grip and acceleration, I guess, along with the braking as well, but we don't need as high of a top speed boost, right? So that'll be a handy tuning setup to have around, right? And then we got the victory points that we'll be picking up some 7,800, and currency wise, of course, we get to pick up 50 gold and 250,000 motorsport dollars, all of which we'll actually have to invest in tuning setup to meet the PR requirement. Now, the Italian Grand Prix that we went through earlier in the version 9.7 had the PR requirement range of 125 to 125.5 depending on the team that you picked, right? Based on your base PR. That used up, basically you had to get all the tuning setups available for the Italian Grand Prix. Now, this time around, given that, because we're going to get more tuning setups on some categories that might give us a higher PR, but that's not going to be enough to meet the new or the, well, yeah, PR requirement for completing this Grand Prix event, the Singapore Grand Prix, because this one is going to be in the range of 126.4 to 126.9. So, my guess as I'm about to start this event is that I will most likely get all the tuning setups available on this from this event, and then most likely I'll have to either go with adding some gold to level up the principal and or driver. So depending on how I'm feeling, we'll see. Of course, tuning the principal level higher to principal level gives you, eventually, if you max it out, the benefit, the perks, is the double service bars, right? So you can race twice as much, but driver level increase is generally more forward thinking because once you max out your driver, even though it's more expensive, it does unlock the, what do you call it, the invitational series. So with that being said, let's check in on this account. I won the Mercedes and Ferrari from the British Grand Prix and the Italian Grand Prix. Now, for Singapore Grand Prix, if I were smart, Red Bull Racing would be probably the next best choice because, of one of the highest grip, right? It's got the best grip right alongside Mercedes. And considering that the Red Bull Racing, the RB16B, also has the kind of a shorter body, I'd expect would make it maybe a little easier to maneuver around the tight street circuit at Singapore Marina Bay. But we're not gonna go that route. Let's see, what should we pick out? Who should we pick? We can go with Alpine and bring back good old Alonso, who has returned, right? That's one option. And Alpine is a okay choice, although the two kind of important aspect, acceleration and grip, is kind of its weak points. So that'll be interesting. or I could go with what's another, or I could pick any of the bottom tier teams like Williams, Haas, or Alfa Romeo. And those three teams have the lowest base PR of 115.5. They do have the highest top speed, but their braking distance and grip are just trash. And when it comes down to acceleration, Haas is by far takes the longest amount of time. So maybe that's the team I should pick, just because. So that way, if I can get through, you all can get through, you know what I mean? So that's the other option, and I might actually run with that. And we got Mazepin and Legend's son, Michael Schumacher's son, Mick Schumacher. Let's go with that, since we don't get to race as his father, the legend, right? We'll go with Mick. Live vicariously, right? In this fictional event that got called off, unfortunately, but thankfully it wasn't called off in the game. Can you imagine? Anyway, motorsports special events require a tuning setup for their unique race conditions, a setup that focuses on grip, perfect for the numerous challenging corners of the Marina Bay street circuit. So even though car is not really suitable for it, we'll make do. So, of course, it is a 5-stage special event, so that just means you have to complete within 5 days. And yeah, if you win it, you get to win a car and tuning setup, right? Okay, so stage 1, there are 5 stages, and yeah, good to be back in Singapore. Just need to get used to the heat. Probably shouldn't really complain. I'm not going to be the one inside the cockpit of the car with no AC for this whole weekend. Yeah, tell me about it. Definitely don't envy you. But we should get to the racing. There's a lot of preparations to get through. Indeed. Alright, so step 1, obviously, is to put on some necessary tuning setups, which is going to be all of them, for some 3.5 million motorsport dollars. I believe is how much it's going to cost. So while it's offered instantly for the first 3 hours, we'll take care of that first. Of course, Haas has replaced both of their drivers for the season 2021. So, 2 rookies. All right. And step 5, that does max out the gearbox mapping. Let's head on to the next category of power unit optimization, which of course gives us the boost of acceleration. That is step 4. 4 more to go here. As we quickly burn through my motorsport dollar banks here. All right. That's 8 steps complete in power unit optimization. Onto the brakes calibration. 7 steps available here. I am inclined to lean more towards upgrading the driver maybe. So obviously we'll have to do some racing to build up the driver XP first. But before any of that, and then once we max out the driver XP, then we can supplement whatever is lacking in PR requirement from the principal. All right, and here's the final category: suspension adjustments. All right, almost there. And just 2 more. And the one final. So yeah, some 3.5 million, right? Now I'm down to 1.3 million and change, so but it does give me a PR boost up to 125.1. All right. Tailgate for a minute. Right behind Esteban. And here's a right-hander, followed by yet another quick left-hander. There we go. Just over a minute. And that's worth 143 driver XP, which is really not much. All right, 9,900 motorsport dollars for that first race. A service bar taken out. All right, that is good enough for goal 1. Let's continue on. All right, so goal 2 is going to be an average speed challenge, and I wonder if I should switch the view to like the equivalent of a cockpit view. I know, we'll just try to just continue on. It'll be fine. 178.9 is the target. course, here at Marina Bay, the final sector is going to be the most technical, most slowest sector, so we really want to bank up some speed here. Get some buffer, especially as we are encountering some traffic as well. But anyway, not too bad. Minute 36 and change. Worth 253 driver XP. Still long ways from 1,000 that we need for first level up. Alright, another 9,900 motorsport dollars earned. Couple of more service bars taken out this time. Alright, 2 goals down, halfway through the stage 1 here. And on to goal 3. This one's going to be a drafting challenge. Alright, so 3,000 meters. Alright, fair enough. Testing your knowledge of the apex. Let's try that one more time. Wonder if it's worth climbing up the ranks. We'll try. At least it's not continuous drafting, because that would make it a little bit more challenging. Now, the next question is it going to end as soon as... Oh, I guess then makes you wonder if it was worth overtaking all those earlier opponents. Well, it's done, so now you know. All right. That was unnecessary, was it now? All right. On to the final goal of stage 1 here. Overtake 3 opponents. So I get a feeling that it's gonna end as soon as you make those overtakes. So, all right. Here we go. Got plenty to overtake in front. Oh, I guess it's 5 overtakes. I thought it said 3. Oh yeah, it did. It still does, but apparently it's gonna be 5. Okay, fine. Oh, it's back to 3. That was weird. I couldn't quite get through. Well, that wasn't exactly the cleanest, but it is what it is. Alright, 31 seconds and change, just 79 driver XP. This isn't much, but at least we got through that goal pretty quick. Alright. So that wraps up the stage 1 here. And with the tuning setups, maxed out tuning setups alone, I expect that's gonna carry me through majority of the event. Anyway, let's pick up some rewards. 600 victory points and 10,000 motorsport dollars. Get me a little bit closer to that next reward of 50 gold. And motorsport dollars, right. That's all the time we've got for this session. Nice work out there. Let's bring it in. I hope you're feeling more comfortable with the circuit now. Oh yeah, kind of. At least this time they're requiring a set PR, unlike the last year where, you know, it was a recommended PR event. So of course that meant if you are good, you could have completed the event with less resources spent. Anyway, not this time around. It's going to be pretty pricey. Anyway, that'll do it for the stage 1 of the Singapore Grand Prix here. So stay tuned for stage 2 playthrough. See you there.